Tell me if this sounds like your relationship. You and your partner are always getting caught in endless, hours-long, pointless arguments. You can never quite figure out why you're arguing, and the harder you try, the worse it gets and the less sense it makes. Your partner seems to be much more angry than what the situation should make anyone feel. No matter how hard you try, you can never really understand where this anger is coming from and what exactly it was you did to make this person so upset. The harder you try to communicate and the more you try to understand, the worse it gets. The more the anger escalates. You can't shake the feeling that something really specific is wrong here. This isn't just anger. This isn't just a fight. There's something that you can't quite put your finger on that's very, very wrong. And you can see some kind of pattern to it. And you have this feeling that someone out there has the answer, that there's a name for this. You spend hours online Googling things and looking up YouTube videos, but nothing really seems to click. You find a few possible explanations, but nothing quite seems to fit. Is it narcissism? Isn't narcissism just a fancy way to describe somebody that stares at him or herself in the mirror a little too much? Isn't it just somebody that's a self-absorbed jerk? Surely that doesn't describe your partner. Your partner's not a narcissist, right? If you are dealing with pathological narcissism in your life, it is really important that you understand what narcissism actually is. And if that's the case for you, this video is going to have some really important information for you. Welcome to Looking Behind the Mirror, where we explore narcissism and take our lives back as we make sense out of nonsense. As a quick disclaimer, I am not a professional, and everything I say is based on my opinions and my personal experiences. If you are in crisis, please seek professional help. I will provide contact information below. So if you're still watching this video, chances are you really resonated with what I said in the beginning and the description that I gave. If that really resonates with you, there's a really good chance that you are dealing with narcissism and that narcissism might not be what you think it is. You might be wondering, is this just a difficult relationship or is it narcissism? There's no quick, simple test to figure out if somebody is or isn't a narcissist. And as I go on in this video, I'll describe why it really doesn't matter whether or not you're able to diagnose somebody else. It's more about identifying the patterns of behavior that are affecting your life and what you can do to cut this toxicity out of your life. Narcissism makes you forget that this is your life and that you can choose what you want to keep in your life and what you want to get rid of. It takes time to identify a narcissistic pattern of thinking or behavior in somebody. You really have to get to know someone for quite a long time and see them in a lot of different situations in order to identify a consistent pattern of narcissism. Narcissism is much more than just somebody that's self-absorbed. And being self-absorbed can be expressed in a lot of different ways. All narcissists aren't like Gaston in Beauty and the Beast. They don't all act that way. Being self-absorbed can be just talking about yourself all the time, dominating conversations, complaining a lot, thinking that everybody is going to care about what you have to say about all your complaints, simply just being resentful and quiet that everyone's not paying attention to you. But your question is, are you in a relationship with a narcissistic person? If you're in a difficult relationship with a reasonable person, you're going to have disagreements. You might not see eye to eye on everything. You might even be angry at each other. Maybe you don't even really get along that well. But in a difficult relationship, you're not confused. Maybe you both disagree on religion, or maybe you both disagree on politics, and maybe you fight a lot, and maybe your tempers flare, and maybe this is a big problem for you. But you're not confused. You know why you're fighting. You understand what the problem is. That's a difficult relationship. Another element of a difficult relationship would be working on things together. So if you're watching this YouTube in your car or in your closet or hidden away somewhere where your partner can't find you watching this YouTube channel because you don't feel comfortable trying to solve these problems together, that's a red flag. The two of you should both be motivated to try to figure out what you're going to do about the problems that you're having. In a narcissistic relationship, you're too afraid to do that because you know that anytime you try to solve anything, it's just all going to be blamed on you, and then you're going to be accused of daring to suggest that your partner has to change anything at all. You're going to be made to feel like you're betraying your partner somehow by even trying to figure out what's wrong. To put it even more simply than that, a difficult relationship, while it may be difficult, it makes sense. A narcissistic relationship doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes any sense. Narcissism is confusing. It makes no sense. Narcissism has you Googling things for months or even years and watching YouTube videos in your closet. But what does narcissism have to do with this idea we have of people that are looking at themselves in the mirror a little too much or a little bit too self-absorbed? Where does the confusion aspect come in? Narcissism is vastly misunderstood, which is one of the reasons that I am making this YouTube channel. I think people need to understand what it is. Pathological narcissism is a disorder. It's much, much more than being self-absorbed. It's pathological self-absorption. Narcissism is a collection of defense mechanisms that are meant to defend the very fragile ego of the narcissist. Pathological narcissists are in a constant state of defending their egos. And I mean, it's all they do all day long. Narcissists are stuck in survival mode. At some point in their development, something traumatized them, and they are stuck in a mode of trauma, and they are stuck in survival mode. This is trauma-based. This is fear-based. This is much, much more than simple vanity. Narcissists are desperate. Narcissists are afraid. Narcissists feel vulnerable, and this is why they guard themselves with such a vicious shield. This is why they become so upset at the tiniest little infraction. This is why you might be in a relationship with someone that's making you feel at the end of your rope, making you feel desperate, leaving you in tears of frustration, leaving you in despair and in confusion and feeling traumatized, and making you feel afraid all the time of what's going to happen next. A few more things that might indicate that you're in a narcissistic relationship are you're never really in charge of anything. Your partner is in charge of everything, and anytime you're together, your partner has the last say. They may give you the illusion that you have some sort of choice in, what you watch on TV, where you're going to eat dinner, what kind of music you're going to listen to, what color you're going to paint the walls, what kind of furniture you're going to buy. They have the last say on all of these things, and if they ask for your opinion, it's more of a token gesture just so that they can tell you later, hey, I always ask for your opinion before I make these decisions. I always consider you. But they really don't. They just ask you, what do you want to watch on TV? And then when you actually tell them, they just watch something else. They decide the itinerary. They decide what you're going to do this weekend. They feel put out when you do your own thing, when you have your own routine and your own hobbies. At best, they tolerate it. They feel like they're doing you a favor if they let you go to the gym every morning, if that's what you want to do, or if they let you go hang out with your friends on Saturday. They might let you do these things, but there's always this sense that they're kind of like allowing it and that they're tolerating it. But really, you're doing it because they're allowing it, because everything requires their permission. Another big sign is that they don't respect you. And if you are used to a pattern of disrespect in your life, you might not even recognize what this looks like, but it could feel like you're not allowed to have your own opinions, or you're not allowed to express differing opinions, that it is a crime to disagree with the narcissist, or that to disagree means that you're completely stupid. That's disrespect. If the narcissist wants to vacuum while you're watching TV, the narcissist is gonna vacuum. They don't care. But if you were to vacuum while they were watching TV, Heaven help you. Maybe you are an expert at something, you're educated, you have credentials and experience, and you notice that whenever you speak of a field you have expertise in to the narcissist doesn't respect your knowledge or your experience, and it's almost like they've got to show you that they know better than you. Even if you have 10 years of experience doing something that they barely even understand. And one more thing that I think is an important red flag is that they don't mind hurting your feelings. If they say something to you that hurts your feelings, they don't care. If you try to say, hey, don't call me that, or don't say that hurts my feelings, they don't care. And it's kind of shocking sometimes. I mean, they can come right out and call you stupid, or say that you've done something in a stupid way, or just say the most hurtful, awful things, tell you that you need to lose weight, or your clothes are ugly, or whatever. And they just don't care. They don't mind hurting your feelings. It doesn't bother them. They feel entitled to say whatever they want to say. And you might find them explaining to you why it's okay. Like if you say, don't call me stupid, you just called me stupid, they might come back with something like, what? Come on, where I grew up, we all called each other stupid. Don't be so sensitive. If you do something stupid, I'm gonna call you stupid. Like, they don't care. They don't care about your feelings. They're going to tell you why they have the right to say whatever they want. And your feelings just don't matter at all. There is a distinct lack of mercy. Even if you get to the point where you're begging for mercy, there's no mercy and there's no forgiveness from a narcissist. But while there's no quick test to determine whether or not somebody's a pathological narcissist, I hope that I've really touched on some things that, if you are dealing with that type of person, are really ringing some bells for you. Because there's really nothing quite like a narcissist, and I think that I've really covered the universal experience of what it is to deal with one. As I mentioned earlier, it's really not that important to diagnose this person or even to determine whether or not this person is or is not a narcissist, because the real issue is that you don't yet understand that, assuming that you live in a free country, you have the right to decide who gets to stay in your life and who doesn't. And you have a right to cut people out of your life when they treat you with disrespect, when they don't mind hurting your feelings, when they dominate everything, when they're in charge and you feel like they're doing you a favor when they allow you to go hang out with your friends. You don't need someone in your life that makes you feel afraid. You don't need a partner in your life that has you trying to solve your relationship problems, not only without your partner, but in secret, because you're afraid of what your partner will think if your partner knows that you're trying to figure out what's wrong with the relationship because you actually care about the relationship. That's no way to live. And I make these videos because I know that although it really doesn't matter at the end of the day what exactly is wrong with this person, for me, it took having it click. It took recognizing it in someone else before I finally realized that there wasn't anything that I could do about it, and that it wasn't actually up to me to fix it because I couldn't fix it. And that I was dealing with something that was never going to change, was never going to get any better. And the biggest thing for me was realizing that this person I have invested so much time and energy into, that I believed in, really doesn't care. And it was staring me right in the face the whole time. And that's what I really want to help other people see, is if you're with someone that just doesn't care, but you continue to assume that they do, open your eyes. Look at what this person actually does. Look at how this person actually treats you. Somebody that doesn't care about you treats you like they don't care. And you can go a long time thinking, well, of course they care, but why are they acting like this? No, I know they care, but why are they saying this? But I know that they love me, but how could they hurt me so much? It took recognizing narcissism for me to understand, oh, that assumption's incorrect. This person really doesn't care. This person doesn't love me because that's not how you treat someone that you love. If this is what you're dealing with, I really hope that you can eventually realize that you deserve better. I mean, really, you have a duty to yourself to fight for yourself because you deserve better. No one deserves to live this way, and only you can rescue yourself. Stop putting energy into something that you can't fix, that was never your problem to begin with. It's not your job to figure out why someone else just can't stop treating you badly. I hope this is helpful. If you like this material, please give me a like or a comment or a subscribe. The more engagement I get on this channel, the more it helps me grow and continue to make more of these kinds of videos for you. Until next time, thanks. Bye.